Greetings folks, Dunman here, and finally after all this time, welcome back to 100 Days in Alex's Mobs. Today, in our penultimate chapter, we take on the Warped Moscow, the most horrifying beast of all. Now, because I don't want to interrupt you while you're watching, let me just get it over with the shoutouts. Today's shoutouts go to Joko ST and Moonlit Glow. Also, a bit of a special shout out today, go subscribe to my friend Pigtone. He's been trying to get out a bunch of storytime animations and stuff. So yeah, go pump his numbers up to, like, force him to work harder at it. You may even spot me in one of his videos in the future. But on that note, guys, let's begin Episode 9 of 100 Days in Alex's Mobs. Our legendary quest begins with me waddling through a forest. It does look like that with the video all sped up. It was a long walk, man. It was tough. It's not the boss fights that are tough. It's the mundane grind. Just birch trees as far as the eye can see. I also saw a birch village though, which is quite nice. And again, just pillaging villages. I connect to pillagers, you know? I understand what they're doing. Spent some time on a boat, saw a whale. Munguses breed with mushroom stew. So I picked up a couple mushrooms on my way. This was probably the most exciting thing I saw on my journey. It's a swamp village. They don't exist in vanilla Minecraft. Look at these villager designs, I love them. They wear lily pads as hats, and they tie these mushrooms to their butts. It's fantastic. They're living life. I'll spare you the excruciating walk. But many days later, I finally found a mushroom biome. And this place was irrationally beautiful. Like, it looks so nice. Then I saw this witchcraft in the distance. What an entrance by the Mungus! I want that power. I want to make stuff grow with lasers. But finally, I had found a gaggle of munguses. That's what the plural of mungus is. I've coined it. That's what you have to use, gaggle of munguses. I was very curious, so I did an experiment. The way to get them to do the laser thing is you attach them with the mushrooms that you want them to grow. So for example, I put red mushrooms on this one and it started growing red mushrooms. I don't know, man, it's the little stuff that really gets me. I like that they can do that. Also, if they're killed with certain kind of mushrooms, the area where they died transforms into the biome corresponding to the mushroom. Then I grabbed a couple munguses and took them back home. Oh yeah. Finally, after walking the same distance that I had to walk and boat to where I found the mushroom biome, I walked the same distance back to New Greece. After getting back, first thing I did, secured the munguses to the gate. Don't want these two running away anywhere. Cannot afford to walk back to the mushroom biome because that was a living nightmare. That was horrible. That was the worst thing I've had to do in this entire series. Now the Pillager Invasion is still coming in the final episode, so I still need my kangaroo army. Kangaroos breed with the grass, and the babies need carrots to be tamed. Those two things I needed at a surplus. I jacked up the numbers of my recruits a little bit, and I also have built them a barracks so that they can all, you know, they have like a designated military place that they can all like hang out and chill in and do whatever soldiers do. Yeah, they have one of those. Went back, got some more carrots, you know, just army stuff. Carrots. Army stuff. I very quickly realized that putting the munguses just outside in the open was a very bad idea. So I built them a little pen just outside my home so that they would be safer. One of them, though, would not cooperate. I hate when they do that. Why won't they cooperate with me? All I need is to include you in a weird ritual to summon a demon. What's wrong with that? Also this dude. Yeah, he's weird. So now that the munguses are done, it's time to capture a fly, which proved to be more difficult than you'd imagine. Now, take a look at this sunset. Take it in. Now it's time to go and search for a disgusting insect in the middle of the night. This, what you're seeing right now, this is what I usually cut out of my videos, but I had to show you how much time it took me. I finally found one though. Thank God. Thank Mike the Messiah, I finally found one. Also, you'd think it'd be easier for a creature that flies to get over a one-block fence. This thing was incompetent. It's a fly, but it was incompetent. Now, I need warped mushrooms. I have gone into the nether multiple times before, but I don't have any of them. So I need some warped mushrooms. So we have to go back into the nether. But before we do that, I don't know how many of you remember him, because it's been so much time since I uploaded. But there he is! Barry, he's here. Right, now that we've seen the platypus, hold on to your sacks, pouches, backpacks, purses, because we're going to the nether. Now, I don't like this place, man, because I play like a toddler, okay? I have no sorts of skills at all. I'm not good at fighting. I'm just funny man Dunman, okay? I travel with tunnels and I get scared, but these guys cheered me up. Striders, hands down, are the best mobs ever added to the game. You know what isn't? You know what isn't? Demon Bear! Whoa! I hate it so much. It's a screechy monster. It jumps. And yeah, it wasn't a good time. On my travels though, I did find a piglin bastion, and I lied to myself and I told myself that I wanted to go in, raid it, get all the loot. I don't make good decisions all the time. As you can see, I do not make good decisions all the time. I'm pretty sure I shot lava, which is just another plane of mental fortitude that I reached. But then I encountered one of these things, and that's been the only creature to kill me in this whole series. So I was like, no. I couldn't. So you see the wider, you leave. But while leaving the place, just out of the corner of my eye, I saw this little tree thing, and I decided to head towards it. It was a pretty good spot because it did turn out to be a warped mushroom. Now the warped mushroom was there, but there weren't any little ones. And the leaves don't drop the little ones, which I was sad. I thought they were like saplings, that the blue blocks would drop them. But no, I had to pile up a little bit, search around, dig up to find the big biome. The big biome? No, the rest of the biome. It wasn't too far. I had to dig for a bit. And finally we have the mushrooms. We have another component of summoning Moscow. I was thinking about that, but then I saw a frog. And frogs make me smile. I don't mind frogs. I like frogs. So, back to the overworld we go. I checked on everything, made sure I had everything I needed, and then came to a swift realization. I was gathering everything I needed for him, but not everything I needed for myself. My armor only had mending. Moscow would punch through protectionless armor as if it was made out of candy. Then this guy tried to sell me an enchantment book. Not any kind of enchantment book, just enchantment book. And I mean, yeah, 10 on 10 trade. No notes, amazing. Here's a simple business plan. Shear some sheep. Go into the woods and get some wood. Turn the wood into fences and make a bigger sheep pen for the aforementioned sheep. While building, try not to think about the existential fear of fighting a giant purple mosquito. Make more sheep in order to shear more sheep in order to have more wool. Find lone sheep that refuses to be attracted to wheat. Name him King of the Sheep. Make him blue. Your sheep peacefully into the night. So yeah, the wool was my primary method of getting emeralds. I also bought 2 spools. I don't know what those are. I use them as decorations outside my doorway. Oh, just a heads up. During all of this, I accidentally logged into my worlds without my mods, so New Greece kinda got destroyed, and I had to build it up again. So just try not to mind the dodgy looking buildings that I wasn't able to finish in time. In the meantime, look at this guy that tried to pay me a visit. Here's the thing. Moscow flies around a lot, and I didn't want to deal with that. So I decided to make a little castle thing so that I could contain him. So I mined all of this cool looking stone called dikite or dicite, I think, and I started building a castle. It would not only contain the boss, but also would have little passageways so that I could escape him if I needed to. I also wanted to put a portal there. You'll see why I wanted to put a portal there. While in the caves, I found a bunch of diamonds. Just a rush of euphoria, that's it. Diamonds, they're just so pure for some reason. It's like primal almost for a Minecraft player to find diamonds. Finally got the obsidian, went up to the finished castle and put the portal down. The reason I need the portal is because when a fly goes into the nether, it turns into a mosquito, the big one. And I need the fly to turn into a mosquito close to the Mungus, which will be in the castle, so that I can quickly put the fly in and out, make it a mosquito, get it to bite the thing. Bing bang bosh, we got a big Moscow. Quickly went in and checked if everything was safe on the other side of the portal, and I didn't check enough. You'll see why I didn't check enough. In the meanwhile, I smelted up a bunch of iron I'd collected from my mining trip for my kangaroos in the next episode. And bang! Protection 4! Finally! This took a long time. I didn't put it in the video, but it did. After shearing some sheep off their wool and shearing a spider of his life, we are back to the grueling process of breaking and replacing lecterns in order to find the librarians that will give us the correct books. I hate this. I hate this, you lot. But I did come up with a clever method of doing it. Villagers are sleepy people. So I picked up one of their beds and used it as bait to slowly bring him over to a house on the edge of town. Because in the crowd, it's just a slog. But here, he would quickly turn into a librarian and back into a normal one as I spam, broke, and replaced the lectern. I had to make multiple adjustments to the house till it was just the right shape, I guess, for me to conduct what I wanted to conduct. But finally it worked out, and the journey started again. Placing and breaking and getting Aqua Infinity and Bane of Arthropods and all sorts of undesirables. During this time I did see Protection 2 though, but at that time I was too good for it. Should have bought it at that time. I wanted a higher level, I got greedy, and I got punished for it later. In the meanwhile, I did see a Looting 3 book, and I thought that would be nice, so I got that one. In the meanwhile, also got myself some Unbreaking, which would be another very crucial enchantment since I don't know how much damage this guy does. And I got a lower version of Sharpness, but I was so tired that I just bought a bunch of books and decided to combine them till I got Sharpness 5. Here's the lesson about greed, kids. I had to do the same with the Protection. Why didn't I just buy the Protection 2? I had to do it with the Protection 1. The end of it all, I had a Mending Unbreaking Protection Helmet, Mending Unbreaking Protection Chestplate, Mending Unbreaking Protection Pants, Mending Unbreaking Protection Boots, and Mending Unbreaking Sharpness Sword. I also made some mushroom stew and made them make a baby Mungus. A baby Mungus is an odd little creature. I, for one, think it's adorable. Here's another inquiry into my stupidity. I took that one to the castle, and I wanted to do this cool thing where it was like hanging up against the wall and the mosquito would bite and it would turn into the monster. But look what happened. Why? Well, I got a new one. I got a new one in place. Don't even worry about it. This is why you should always breed your Munguses. You never know when you'll require a spare. Then I went ahead and got my fly from New Greece to where near the Wither. By the way, that's where the castle is. It's just near the where I killed the Wither underground. That's like become my mine now. How much time do you think it took me to get this one stupid little creature through the portal? You would be surprised how much of a fight and how much of resistance that little creature can put up. It would not cooperate. Why won't they cooperate? They never cooperate. Why won't they just cooperate with me? Please. Then I went into the Nether and immediately realized that I hadn't done a good job of checking for safety. As I looked above me, I saw that the mosquito had already transformed, and now it was a race against the clock. Before the mosquito kills me, I gotta get it through and make it bite the Mungus. This was more of a challenge than I had intended it to be. This stressful rush of trying to get the mosquito through the portal while trying to not die in the Nether was the most particularly obnoxious event in the whole series. It lasted for like half a minute, but it was so stressful. It kept knocking me off my pillars. It kept doing the blood vomit thing. Thank God it has like a recharge period, but once it drinks your blood, it gets like full for a small period of time. And it gave me a little window to build back up. But man, they made this boss so complicated to fight. It'll be worth it in the end though. For glory and for the views. As I went through the portal, the mosquito had latched onto the mungus. This was a horrible situation. The mushrooms weren't on yet. I tried to run to the mungus. I tried to put all the mushrooms into it, but I could only get in 4, and I couldn't do it, and there goes another mungus. War! War! No problem whatsoever. Mungus number 3, baby. This time full of mushrooms. So I dragged him into the Black Castle, and the mosquito latched directly onto me, so that now he's gonna be full of blood, he's gonna be full, and I have to wait some more for Moscow to show up. In this period of slumber though, I was able to destroy the nether portal, because if it transformed into Moscow and went into the nether, then there's just no way I was gonna be able to fight him. He can fly, he can shoot projectiles, he's crazy. I was surprised that Moscow hadn't come even till morning, and then I realized my mungus had wandered out. So I quickly tied him back up, shoved him back into the Black Castle. There it was, the mosquito latched on. It's time. I'm gonna finally face him. I was so prepared. The castle was a very, very, very good idea. It was going to be perfect. Things were going just according to plan. This could not have gone better. Oh god, please put me down, please! His arms are so big! I had to hide in the castle for a while. This is not how I intended for this to go. But the grinding would come and help. All of the time spent in preparation, getting all the enchantments on the netherite armor, doing all the planning, thinking about how I was gonna crush his head in. This paid off big time. There he lied, Moscow dead before my eyes, dropping his guts on the ground. I had bested him. I had become the destroyer of Chads. This had given me a special kind of confidence. Not only that I could summon extremely complicated Minecraft bosses, but also that I could face the coming Pillager Invasion in the next and final episode of 100 Days in Alex's Mobs.